Okay, hello you guys. Here are 5 unconventional calorie deficit tips that you probably haven't heard before. They worked for me and they'll likely work for you too. So let's get started, shall we? The number 1 calorie deficit tip I have is to stay busy. You don't know how many of my clients come to me and are like, I just eat because I'm bored. Think about it. If you're having like a super slow day at work, you're just like sitting at your desk, waiting for the clock to change to noon, so you could go eat your lunch, you're gonna be so much more food focused than if you have a super busy day and time is just flying by. You might even almost forget to eat. Let's say you're not working and it's just like a Sunday rot day and you're just sitting on the couch watching TV and like the time is crawling by. You're just gonna be way more tempted to just continue eating versus if you have a bunch of activities to do that day and you're out and about. I'm the least food focused when I have like a million things to do that day. So thinking about my next snack or my next meal, like that's just the last thing on my mind. So if this is an issue for you, like eating because you're bored, I would recommend getting busier. Start a side hustle. That way you'll have something to look forward to after work that isn't just like eating dinner. I know that sounds weird, but that's literally the position that I was in before I started Fit Food AE. Like before I started this, after I ate dinner, I would immediately think like, oh, now I have to wait until I go to bed and I could wake up and then do my workout and then eat again. Now I just have so much going on outside of eating food and looking forward to my next meal that I don't think that way anymore. And getting more hobbies helps. Like if you don't want to start a side hustle, I understand not everyone wants to start a side hustle. That's fine. So active hobbies, obviously like going for a walk, run club, going to the gym, that sort of thing. But even non-active hobbies like playing an instrument or knitting or DJing, like these are things that could take up your time that don't involve food. So yeah, stay busy. Tip number 2, the same way that single women get told to decenter men, decenter food from your life. What do I mean by that? Making plans that don't involve food. This kind of plays into the first tip, but it's different. So for example, my friends and I, sometimes rather than grabbing dinner or drinks, we'll go for a walk to catch up. I'm part of 2 run clubs now since I have more time on my hands. So sometimes a friend will come with me to the run club and then we'll be able to catch up, but then also meet new friends along the way. Depending on where you live, also you could go like hiking, skiing. I know these activities take up more time and you're required to eat at some point throughout the day, but they're not focused solely on food or alcohol. I mean, not necessarily. I know some people like take shots of Fireball on the ski hill. I personally am not very good at skiing, so I don't really partake in that. You can even, again, going back to the non-active hobbies, you could even use like a pottery class or like a book club to catch up with friends in a way that doesn't involve sitting and eating food. And besides plans with friends, even just like on your own, with your partner, I find that having a TV show to look forward to each night helps with like when you eat dinner and you're like, okay, now what? Like for example, Love Island, when that was on each night, oh, I miss those days. Like I always had that episode to look forward to. Even when I finished my food in the first 10 minutes, it's like, okay, I can look forward to watching the rest of the episode and not be focused on the fact that I like already finished my food. Basically, you just wanna make it so food isn't the center of your universe and you're not just like constantly occupying your brain with like, okay, when is my next snack? When is my next meal, etc. So tip number 3 is ritual-based substitutions. Now, what do I mean by that? Now with my clients, a big one is like wanting a sweet treat after dinner. You could still have that, but instead of like having a massive slice of chocolate cake, replace it with one of my high protein, low calorie treats. I have a million recipes on this channel. I recently posted some recipes for fall. I'll link the video here. It has like pumpkin cheesecake bites, pumpkin donuts, and all the little treats are like under 100 calories, which are perfect for an after dinner treat if that's what you like. Another swap would be instead of eating an entire pint of Ben & Jerry's, eat an entire pint of a Ninja Creamy instead for like 200 calories. Again, I have tons of recipes for that on this channel as well. You can still do your morning Starbucks run, but instead of getting like a Frappuccino with whipped cream, get a lower calorie drink. My friends and I did a video reviewing like lower calorie Starbucks drinks, so I'll link that video here. Also, do people get Frappuccinos anymore? I feel like that was a bad example because I don't know if people actually drink those anymore, but if you are, you should probably stop. You're an adult. Okay, I know people are gonna roll their eyes with this swap, but instead of like winding down with a glass of wine after work, you could pour like a can of bubbly or like your sparkling water of choice in a wine glass, or like crack open a Coke Zero. I personally crack open a can of Coke Zero every night, and I never crave just like having alcohol when I'm at home by myself. Like I only drink it when I'm out. With all of these swaps, you're signaling to your brain that the ritual is still there, like you haven't given it up, but you're just swapping it with something healthier. It's a lifestyle, not a quick fix, which is why we're not restricting ourselves, and instead we're just making better choices. If you tell yourself like, oh, the holidays are never gonna be the same, or like, oh, I could just never eat dessert again, then you're just gonna end up binging and you're not gonna stick to your goals. Tip number 4 is to delay fun foods until the end of the day. Now this doesn't work for everyone, but I personally like to have something to look forward to at the end of the day. I feel like that helps me like stick to my goals during the day. Like for example, if I have a Ninja Creamy waiting for me in the freezer for after dinner, then I'm more likely to stick to my calorie goals throughout the day, so I could fit that Ninja Creamy within the calorie goals. Or I just personally think saving the bigger or like more decadent meal for later in the day is usually just better and helps a lot more. Like this is gonna sound weird, but when I was in a calorie deficit, let's say I started off the day with a massive brunch or lunch and that used up most of my calories and I wouldn't have enough for the rest of the day, I would like feel a little bit sad and it would be like a bit harder to get through the rest of the day. I don't know if that's just me. Also, if you have a craving for something and like it's midday, rather than like honoring that craving right away, if you know it's gonna veer you off your goals, I would say just say like, okay, if I'm still craving that crumble cookie, I can go grab one after dinner. And then usually by the time after dinner or whenever you set for yourself comes around, you're not craving it anymore. Similar to texting an ex, like if it's 2 a.m. and you tell yourself, okay, I can text them, but I'm gonna have to wait until tomorrow morning, like you delay it, chances are you're not gonna wanna text them in the morning when you wake up anymore. And finally, tip number 5 is volume eating. And I know what some of you might say, oh, this tip isn't unconventional, I've heard it before, yada, yada, yada. But if you don't know what volume eating is, basically it's swapping lower calorie, like higher volume foods for other foods that are like more dense in calories. So for example, instead of eating pasta noodles, eating zucchini noodles, or instead of rice, eating cauliflower rice. Those are like the most stereotypical examples. But where most people go wrong is trying to replace like everything with high volume foods and then wondering why they're still hungry an hour later. This is likely due to lack of protein, but also depriving yourself of the foods that you actually want to eat like constantly. So the key is to use volume foods as extenders, not as replacements like all the time. For example, I post pasta recipes with actual pasta and not like shirataki noodles or zucchini noodles, but then I also add lots of veggies and protein in order to bulk up the meal and make it higher volume. Or replacing certain ingredients in desserts, like replacing regular sugar with monk fruit, or replacing regular butter with light margarine in order to allow you to have like more dessert or like bigger dessert for less calories. I'd much rather do this than tell people to eat like a bowl of plain popcorn or like celery with cream cheese just because that's like the lowest in calories possible for the volume you're gonna get. And that is all. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then I'll link another video with more tips that you should watch next. And please be sure to give this a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel. And I post new videos every week. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye.